Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Independent Brokerage. I'm Howard Flashen, the broker and owner of Roundtable Realty. There's another guy, but I'm one of them.
One of them.
Yeah.
And I'm Erin Salem, Marketing Director for Roundtable Realty. Welcome.
Welcome. Jaguars didn't lose yesterday.
Hey, look at that. Imagine coming through with good news for the Jags.
The show's over.
We don't even know what to do now.
So I have a couple things I want to talk about. Then you ate somewhere, so we're going to touch on that.
Yeah.
As well. Yep. So, do you know what NAR is?
Yes. The National Association of Realtors.
Oh,
right?
My.
Am I right?
Wow,
Yes.
very good.
I'm learning by osmosis.
Yes. So they just rolled out something called, it's a voluntary program called the Commitment to Excellence. What do you think that is?
I think it's when they commit to regular haircuts as realtors.
No,
Oh.
not even close.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you asked what I thought.
Well, it was a good guess.
Thanks.
No, so they have come to the opinion that not all realtors are the same.
Golly.
Yeah, that there may be good ones and there may be ones that could use a little help.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've rolled out a tool, like a self-assessment test
Oh.
for realtors to take to see where they might be weak. Maybe they don't want to know.
I think some people aren't going to take that test.
Well, point is
Mhm.
if NAR is willing to tell the public, hey, not all realtors are created equal,
Right.
maybe the general public, we can tell them, hey, not all realtors are created equal.
Yeah.
And maybe they could potentially consider a roundtable agent or a realtor who might be one of the
Upper tier.
upper tier agents.
Yeah.
at this time.
That's nice that the national level is saying, hey, we'd like to show you how to separate the good from the bad, and we'd like to start with the realtors, not, exposing people
Well-
online, but instead encouraging them to get better.
And the thing I like about it is for a long time, associations, doctors, realtors, whatever it may be,
Mhm.
they don't like to admit that there's a variable between.
Right.
Oh, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
They're all the best.
Right.
So I like that they're being, hey, you know what?
Proactive.
Not all of them
That's
are
great.
the best.
Of course, everyone here would score pretty high on that test.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So have you heard? Have you heard? Not them, but maybe they haven't heard something called Sherman Antitrust.
No.
Want to guess?
No.
Okay. So I don't know if you knew this, but real estate commissions
Mhm.
are negotiable.
I did know that.
Okay. Yes. You cannot say there's a standardized commission
Right.
because there isn't.
Right.
It's all negotiable.
Yes.
And different brokerages have different models that some charge these terrible transaction fees that I do not like.
We don't charge those.
No, we don't like those.
Yeah.
Some charge 7 or 8%. Some charge 6%. Some charge less.
Mhm.
Some split them different ways, but they're all negotiable.
Okay.
All right. Have you heard of a company called Realtor?
Yes.
Huh.
But I don't know why. I think it came up in an email.
Okay.
Like I got
Well,
it.
Realtor is one of the largest franchisors
Uh-huh.
of real estate brokerages in the country.
Oh, I heard about it from you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So if I name a brokerage, you can tell me if Realtor is the franchisor. Ready? Century 21.
Yes.
Better Homes and Gardens.
Yes.
ERA.
Yes.
Sotheby's.
Yes.
Coldwell Banker.
Yes.
Corcoran Group.
Yes.
All right, so here's what's weird.
Yeah.
I read an article, and I posted something on Facebook, that Realty's rolling out something for standardized commissions.
Really?
And I want to look more into that because I think that's odd. If commissions are negotiable
Mm-hmm.
and they roll out standardized commissions, here's my I'm really just spitballing here, inventing or whatever you want to call it. But
Right.
aren't they opening themselves up to some Sherman antitrust violations? Because that's the thing. You can't say there's a standardized commission. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe.
And so they're saying we're going to standardize it. That seems like the opposite of the
Well, maybe they should change the verbiage.
maybe.
Maybe.
See, and I'm all for, to a certain
Transparency.
extent, I'm all for our agents getting paid what they're worth. And,
Yeah.
and we talk a lot about that here. We discourage, if we can, our agents from negotiating down their own commissions.
Well, because then how do they prove to a client, I'm going to be able to do a good job negotiating for you as a single agent if I can't even negotiate for myself?
If I can't even negotiate for myself. And so we really try to, we want that to reflect what they're capable of, their willingness to negotiate for themselves. So if you take that away, it's kind of like what you were talking about. Then if that standardizes everyone, how do you know
who's good, who's
what
bad,
you're getting,
what you're worth?
Yeah.
See, I mean, I think if you have a brokerage that doesn't charge transaction fees
Mm-hmm.
and practices single agency, which I think the general public thinks they're getting when they hire a broker.
Most of the time, that's what they think.
If I met,
how would you know though when they don't tell you?
Well, so if I met you out and about and I said I want to be your realtor, you would think I'm giving you loyalty,
confidentiality,
right? That I'm working for you, that you're my client.
Right.
They don't know that I'm just gonna manipulate paperwork over here.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Just thought that was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might not have been as weird to you, but to me,
No.
like
Probably not.
Yeah. So you ate somewhere this weekend.
I did.
Okay.
I did. So I ate at a newer place at the town center. You know, there's the new side of the town center. There's the old side, and now there's the new side across the street. You know, where the
Texas, Davidsville,
and Fogo de Chao,
okay,
right, that side.
Okay.
So I ate it in a restaurant called Domu.
Huh?
Domu, Domu, and it's a ramen restaurant.
I don't get that.
Well, okay. So if you are a lover of all things carb related,
Which
as I am, so you know I love spaghetti and meatballs. Is my favorite food. I love pho, which is it's pho.
It's spelled P-H-O.
It sure is. It is, but it's pronounced pho. You pronounce it.
How do you know that?
Because I talked to the pho makers. I just know. So ramen, pho is like a noodle soup with these beautiful thin noodles, and ramen has kind of like a thicker noodle in this broth that's full of herbs. Well, there's different bowls. Can you see how excited I am about this? And then each one has a parboiled egg.
What kind of egg?
A parboiled? No.
What is that?
Like soft boiled.
Oh.
Like somewhat boiled.
Okay. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. So it's not hard boiled, and it's not the middle. It's parboiled. I don't know if that's the right word or not. Oh, but it was so delicious. Here's the problem with this place, though.
Okay.
It does have one downfall.
It's expensive?
No, it serves you ice cream at the end in a giant waffle cone with a honeycomb on top drizzling down
if
your
the
ice.
carbs you already ate weren't enough.
Now you're going to ingest sugar and carbs at the end. So I do.
Do they have a place for you to nap in the back?
So actually that's funny because I went with my best friend, when we were finished with our meal, we actually got into her car and laid the seats down.
You know what would be a great business model?
What's that?
You should open a mattress firm right next to
a ramen place.
Ramen and pho places.
That would be a great idea.
So you
Somebody needs to
invite everybody in.
Come on, we know you're full.
Yeah, come on. What's your sleep number?
Softer
Here it
perm.
is. That's what they.
Did you eat anything this weekend?
I actually shoveled down some Hooters. Yes. Hooters wings in between.
It was a weird place to pause.
Why?
You shoveled down some Hooters?
Wings.
Yeah, but you paused.
Okay. Anyway.
It got me.
Yeah, right.
I can see you. It got you too.
Well,
had some wings.
Because we went to a concert and we had very little time.
We went to a concert.
Yes.
That's fun. What concert?
We went to the Blue October concert at Mavericks at the Landing.
Oh.
Which I think, and somebody will have to correct me on this, I think there's a fight going on about the Landing right now.
Okay.
I think they're fighting over who's going to pay to tear it down.
Oh, the city or the owner?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is
rough.
weird that they both, I think, if I heard correctly, they both agree it should be torn down.
Right. It's funny that they're both like, somebody's got to destroy this place.
And I think they're just arguing about...
How was it at the Landing? About what you'd expect?
Empty. Like, it's just, the Landing is just...
It's lost all its energy.
Yeah, it's not taking advantage of
I'm
its
excited
location.
for that to be...
Torn down.
Yeah. And turned into something that's really fun for the city.
Right.
Because it is a beautiful piece of property.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. A little empty. So I want to end talking a little bit about, because circling back to NAR and their commitment to excellence and the variable between the great agents and the good agents.
Uh-huh.
It's the same for site agents. You know what a site agent is, right?
I do, but explain in case.
Okay, a site agent is typically an employee of a home builder.
Mm-hmm.
And they work on site,
On site.
usually in a model home or a community that is selling lots and homes or inventory homes and things like that, but they're an employee of the builder.
Right.
And there are some really, really great site agents.
Yeah.
Really great.
Yeah.
And there's some not so great site agents.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the point, is the first thing I said is a site agent works for the builder.
Right.
That is their number one responsibility. Now, customer service would say they want to take care of you, but their job is to
cover the builder. Mm-hmm.
That's right. So there's some things that we have seen potential buyers get stuck on or even have come back to bite them during construction.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of these have to do with HOA restrictions.
What's that mean?
Good question. So, for example, in a homeowners association, you may not be able to paint your door that color.
Right.
Or you may not be able to put that kind of fence up.
Yeah.
So if you are working with a site agent and they're giving you that amazing customer service and they don't know that it was really important for you to have a 6-foot white vinyl privacy fence and they sold you on a lakefront lot that requires a 4-foot aluminium fence, you may be unhappy.
Yeah.
But if you had a realtor working for you that knew how important this was to you,
they could advocate for you.
That question may have come up.
Absolutely.
There's also county restrictions, so setbacks on preserves and things like that. And a lot of times site agents don't know that stuff, unfortunately. And so they sell you on a lot that's going to be able to fit a big pool. And that's a gray area, too. When we have clients who say, well, I want a pool. Well, I've seen some really small pools.
Right. Yeah, we need to know what size pool, what you're using it for. But then what if the site agent says, you could put a pool in here, and then later you find out maybe you can't, like the fence.
So luckily, we're in that situation where many times when you have a realtor working for you, especially as a single agent, and they bring up this question to the site agent before you go under contract,
right,
you potentially would have the right to get some estimates and some drawings done to make sure. We had a case where a home was on a site because there's a percentage build rate on a lot in a community. You can only build on so much of the lot. You can't build from corner to corner to corner and build this huge monstrosity. Right? So these are all just questions that you have to bring up, and if
you don't have somebody advocating for you,
right,
because the site agent isn't there. That's not their job.
Right. They're there to just check boxes for you. And, you want this lot and you want it to,
right,
here you go. And you never brought up the fact that you want a pool. Or you said, I want to build a pool. And they go, great, we'll be able to put a pool there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know.
And what if they, yeah.
So it's really, really important. And by the way, the reason I'm bringing this up is this is coming up a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And you need, as the general public, it's free to have a realtor working with you.
Right.
Working for you as a buyer. You have to take the realtor with you to meet these site agents. Well, and again, I go back to there are some great site agents and some not so great site agents.
But at the end of the day, the site agent is working for the builder.
Yes.
And you want someone who's working for you.
I would think so.
You would think. I do. I want someone who's working for me.
And we have great agents here who specialize in new construction, especially in St. Johns County. There's so much new construction. How do you discern between the communities and what is a good deal, what is a bad deal?
Right.
A lot of times they have realtor incentives that the site agents will back pocket and not offer the general public. But if you come, oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so some builders will go, we're rolling out this program this month or the next 3 months for realtors, and they do that because they know if they market to you, you might market to 500 people. So it's really efficient if I go to you.
Yeah.
And they'll say, we've got this great deal going through you. If you want to offer this special closing cost incentive or this special builder package to your clients, but if somebody just walks in off the street, you're already there.
Got you. Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Learning something new every single day
at Roundtable Realty. Aren't we the luckiest?
So I really think that's important.
I do too.
Oh, I'm glad.
You need an agent when you walk onto a new construction site. When you're talking to the site agent, when you're talking to the builders, you need somebody there who's representing your best interest and who's taken the time, by the way, to get to know you. Because an agent that you just hire and say, hey, help me buy this house, if they don't take the time to sit down and find out what are you looking for, what's important to you, they don't know how to advocate for you either.
Well, you want me to tell you a crazy anecdotal story?
Please.
Okay. Because here at Roundtable, our agents take it upon themselves. They feel like they have to go to multiple walkthroughs on your house.
Yes.
Okay? Many realtors don't do that. They just go with you.
As your house is being built,
right.
I mean.
Many realtors just sign the contract with you and then they show up to closing and check. I won't say many. Some realtors.
Some.
Okay. Well, I had some home buyers recently up the street and one builder in town. Actually, this was a great story for them too. So I'll just say Dream Finders, who is one of our local builders here.
Yeah,
actually,
we work
they're
with them a
national.
lot.
We work with them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out to the house, and they use something called a zip system, which is this. Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the green board on these houses. But what's really important about the system is the tape. Mm-hmm. The tape between the boards is a seal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I went out to the house this one time, and it looked like, you know when you take duct tape and you're trying to get it apart, but it sticks together, and then you're trying, and it's not perfect.
With it.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll tape it anyway. Yeah.
Got it on there.
And it's folded and nasty, but it's on it.
But I did it.
Yeah. But the roof on this house looked like that. All the tape looked like that. So by me going out there and saying, this doesn't look right.
Right.
I talked to the superintendent. He says, that doesn't look right. Let me call out the zip system representative. The zip system representative comes out and goes, you know what? That doesn't look right.
Applied inappropriately.
But here's why that's so important.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but the guys applying the tape or applying the shingles or doing the work, they're going so fast.
Yeah.
They're not paying attention to stuff.
So they're not going to live in that house.
So if you don't have somebody like me or the site agent who, in this particular case, did not go check the house, if you don't have somebody looking out for you in construction or whatever, who
would have caught that?
And that could have been a leak for sure.
Absolutely.
So,
if it's not sealed.
That's a important story.
Mm-hmm.
So have a realtor.
Yeah.
All right.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Thank you for paying attention to our show, The Independent Brokerage.
Thank you so much. We'd love it if you'd share, like, and subscribe on YouTube so that you make sure you never catch one episode of The Independent Brokerage or any of the other awesome videos that we're putting out all the time.
And they can ask questions if you want to type stuff.
Absolutely. Comment, ask questions, reach out.
Reach out. I'm Howard with Roundtable Realty.
And I'm Erin. We will see you soon.